Joe Rogan's blasted Gavin Newsom for his social media strategy, labelling it stupid, and also taking aim at Gavin Newsom for the way he governs California. Listen to this.
Yeah, when is he coming on? He's talking some on Twitter.
I know, it's like, you think that's going to work? Like, that's so stupid. Like, this is such a bad look.
Yeah.
It's such a bad choice.
There's a little desperation in it.
But it's just stupid. It's like, this is a bad strategy. Like, I probably would have had him on.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, nah, what are you doing?
There is a fun version where you just do it and cook them, you know?
He'll cook himself.
I mean, that
He'll
seems
cook
to be
himself. All you have to
happening.
do is just ask him questions.
Yeah, it's like, why are people leaving?
Well, why do you say this thing all the time where you rattle off all the good things about California? When anybody says something bad about California, it's like, #1 in Fortune 500 companies, #1 in higher education, #1. It was all that before you were there. It was all that forever. It's because the weather's perfect, man. It has nothing to do with you.
But Army, Gavin Newsom has gained ground on Vice President JD Vance in a new hypothetical poll of the 2028 presidential race. According to polling by Emerson College, if the two are against each other in the next election cycle, 46% would support JD Vance and 45% would support Gavin Newsom. I mean, who are the 45%? So, look, Joe Rogan really taking aim at Gavin Newsom's social media strategy there. I agree with him. I think it's absolutely bizarre, and I would suggest that it's not helping him, but maybe it is, Army.
Look, I've said this before. I've said this for a while. Don't sleep on Gavin Newsom. He didn't go on Joe Rogan, but he has a history of going on a lot of shows that are not a comfortable spot for him. Actually, I give him credit for that. And he cosplays well as a normal Democrat, okay? But that's what it is. It is cosplaying. He is more on the left, obviously, than the center. And you can see that the policies in California, but he does a really, really good job of pretending to be moderate. And look, before he can go, that poll against JD Vance is great, but he's got to win the nomination first. And the person who is consistently in the top 5 more than any other politician is, wait for it, it's Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris didn't run for governor of California because she is biding her time, unbelievably thinking she has another bite at the apple. And she is polling well. I don't think she'll win it, but she currently is polling well. And Gavin Newsom is right up there. And so is AOC, frankly, and other radicals. So I think that it's going to be fascinating. Gavin Newsom, again, I talked about how many texts I get from Curtis Lewa. I get 2 or 3 emails a day from Gavin Newsom, his campaigns. They're pushing hard. And they're going after me, trying to get me to support him. They're trying something. So it's going to be look. This race is going to be absolutely fascinating. Not just the general, but frankly, I think the Democratic nomination process is going to be even more fascinating because the soul of the Democratic Party is at stake, frankly.
Absolutely. No, it is going to be fascinating to watch. Kamala Harris, well, she's certainly getting headlines again as she's on her book tour, or media blitz, promoting her new book, 107 Days, about the world's worst election campaign. She claims it's the shortest, of course, and that's why she didn't win, according to Kamala Harris. But she's also coming to Australia, Army. I don't know how many of us are too excited about that, but you can tell that she's gearing up for another potential run. Now, we mentioned, of course, JD Vance, and he is in Israel at the moment. He's attempting to stabilise the first phase of the Gaza ceasefire and hoping to advance the Gaza talks into the second phase of the deal, which of course includes disarming Hamas and the withdrawal of Israeli forces from the Strip. Now, Donald Trump has said that multiple Middle Eastern nations are on standby to wipe out Hamas if the terror group continues its aggression. He wrote on Truth Social, numerous of our now great allies in the Middle East and areas surrounding the Middle East have explicitly and strongly, with the great enthusiasm, informed me that they would welcome the opportunity at my request to go into Gaza with a heavy force and straighten out Hamas if Hamas continues to act badly in violation of their agreement with us. The love and spirit for the Middle East has not been seen like this in 1,000 years. It is a beautiful thing to behold. I told these countries and Israel, not yet. There is still hope that Hamas will do what is right. If they do not, an end to Hamas will be fast, furious, and Brutal. Ami, what do you see happening here? Is it likely that Donald Trump will be calling on those now great allies to take out Hamas, or how do you see this playing out?
Now, look, there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, I'll start with the good stuff. When you look, the Middle East has been remade by this president, okay? With a brief 4-year hiatus in between, a failure. You had the first 4 years and the Abraham Accords, or he says the Abraham Accords, an unbelievable game changer in terms of the strategic map of the Middle East, right? You have enemies for generations coming to peace with Israel. And on the other side of his this last 9 months of this presidency, obviously you saw the hopefully will be the end of the Gaza war with Israel. And to see all of these guys who were enemies of not just of Israel, they're also closet enemies of the United States, coming together and say, we want to work with you to make sure Hamas is no longer a power force in the Levant is incredible. It truly, truly is. The problem is there is no, look, when Bibi set out among his goals for this Gaza war, and one of them was the destruction of Hamas, I knew it was a mistake going in. Hamas is not, you just can't go in and kill 50,000 Hamas people and all of a sudden Hamas is gone. It's an ideology as much as it is a political force and a terrorist force, right? And if you go, and I did recently, if you go to the West Bank, right, not in Gaza, and you ask anybody under 50 who you support, without just about every single person under 50, every single one, I asked that they support Hamas, right? That even though they saw the destruction of Gaza because of the support of Hamas and what Hamas has caused the Gazans, they still support them. And there was an election today, and there won't be, right? Because the PLO doesn't want that to happen. Hamas would win without a question. So it's not so easy just to wipe them out. I hesitate to use that as a goal because it's a kind of an unachievable goal, to be honest.
Okay, Ami Horrowitz, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you in Australia.
It's my pleasure.